Across the United States, small and medium-sized cities are contemplating how, if at all, they can move beyond post-industrial America. Chattanooga, Tennessee, the one-time steel production hub in the South, has not been immune from this conversation. But unlike anywhere else in the United States, they've doubled down on the 21st century at a speed that's faster than anywhere else in the Western Hemisphere. The issue of handling and harnessing ever-growing streams of data is emerging as a key way that cities can grow more efficient and become more attractive places to live. Indeed, there's a fast-rising divide between those that have quick data links and those that do not. Spearheaded by the city's municipally owned EPB power company, Chattanooga is the only city in the United States that offers 1 gigabit a second of broadband internet access for every residential and business customer. And the speed, 200 times the national average, has opened the city to a wave of entrepreneurs, manufacturing facilities, and investors.
Our thinking was, look, we're a Tier 3 city. If we wait on the communications companies to get here, it's going to be decades. They are not coming to a city the size of Chattanooga. So why don't we do this for ourselves?
Doing it for themselves meant converting their existing electrical grid to a fiber optics network, allowing EPB to enter the telecommunications business, as well as create a smart grid to monitor their electrical system. And while they created an incredibly fast network connection, they've also dramatically reduced the length of the city's power outages.
We had an electric system like all electric systems in the country. It's old. Most of them were built back in the 30s and 40s. And we wanted to make our electric system more reliable. Based upon our pre-smart grid days, that cost to Chattanooga businesses would be about $80 to $100 million a year. We've reduced that by 60%.
EPB says this reduction is now being used as a calling card for potential industrial clients. On the other hand, word of the city's high-speed internet is spreading rapidly, attracting a tidal wave of young entrepreneurs.
It's like having electricity 10 years before other cities have electricity. What kind of things could you have invented in your community had it been the first one with that kind of wiring? And
Sheldon
so
Grizzle, founder and co-director of the Co.Lab, a downtown startup incubator, says this question, while still in its infancy, is helping to reverse a long-standing tradition that has plagued so many former industrial towns.
Up until the last 3 or 4 years, if you were an entrepreneur in Chattanooga, you left. It was just a given. You went somewhere else where it was a more suitable place for you. And especially on the technology side, we just didn't have technology entrepreneurs. We have just now kind of reversed the flow of that.
This reversal, evident along the river and downtown restaurants, is being trailed by an increasing stream of investment.
You know, over the last 3 years, there's been $16 million that's gone into the local entrepreneurial community just from angel investors. And for Chattanooga, that's huge. You know, that's a blip on the radar to many other bigger cities. But in previous years, that was non-existent.
Here, it is much easier for us to focus down on the product and to get things done, to go out, meet with companies, and we could have never done that in Silicon Valley.
Bogdana Rakova moved her company HutGrip from Sofia, Bulgaria.
It is very important to have this kind of infrastructure like they do here, the 1 gigabit network. This really allows us to get data instantly, do real-time analysis, and analyze that, do these analytics, and push back something meaningful into the system.
Bogdana's story sounds more like a classic American tale than a story out of the 2013 U.S. economy. But then again, so does Chattanooga's. Having started their deindustrialization process in the 1970s, the town should have followed the common theme of what once was. But both long-time and recent transplants say a unique relationship between public and private, forged as the city started its slide, has had more to do with the transformation than their newly acquired high-speed network.
We're very proud people here in Chattanooga about what we call the Chattanooga Way, which is this public-private partnership and the relationships that are formed to make this a better place in lots of ways. And then you have a network, like a physical hard infrastructure network that is mirrored in the same way, where it's ubiquitous. It's into every home, every business. It literally connects us all.
The irony of Chattanooga's internet-fueled revival is that now the city exists as an island, surrounded by a sea of slow network connections. And while innovations are happening at a breakneck pace, it's unclear when they can be scaled up and taken beyond the city's borders.